finally it's getting hot in the desert. I've been traveling to California, Nevada, and Arizona, and the weather is now changing. It was very pleasant, but today, the 2nd of June, the weather actually got hot. And that is excellent. You know, I love hot weather. I want to talk about what I've seen here in California, Nevada, and northern Arizona. And it is very peculiar what is happening, and I'm going to see if I can transfer reality to all of you that are watching these videos that I'm making. It is a record that I want to make, just to make sure the futures, generations will know what is real and what is not. And it must change for us to continue to be an indivisible nation. I'm talking about pioneer museums. Pioneer museums. I think that word, pioneer, is like crazy. It's something that I do not like. And I'm going to tell you why. When I was a child in the island of Cuba, they called me a pioneer. They asked me and forced me to put a bandana around my neck, a blue and white bandana. I cannot pronounce that word. Basically, a piece of cloth in a triangular shape that you wrap around your head, like like COVID-19 type of bandana. So that is why I refuse to call myself ever a pioneer or call anyone a pioneer. So these museums, what they do, or what they are trying to do, is to give credentials to the people who are actually today the descendants of these so-called pioneers. They are creating an erroneous identity, completely erroneous identity. They are telling people with this creation of religions and this creation of identities, or this creation of want to be something that they are not, and they are actually trumping and acquiring others' identities, and that must be stopped. What I'm talking about is they call themselves immigrants. So you go inside a museum, and right away before I enter the museum, I'm always like freaking out, like, oh no, these people are really weird. These people are like what the hell these people are doing here? So it's funny to me. It's funny to me because when you engage these people cannot defend a position, and they are trying so hard to defend. They will defend it to death. They will kill me if they could. I'm not kidding you. I'm not making this thing up. They look at me like if they can hang me and get away with it, they would. Of course, it's more harder than that to hang me. These people in these museums, they claiming their families are immigrants. So I just came out of one of these museums in Nevada, in Jenkinbean or Jenkinbor or something like that, the name of it. And I asked, it was so funny. I wish I would record this, but it is a private property, so I cannot use the telephone. I cannot record this. I wish I can show you the reality of what are we talking about. So they telling me on the wall, they said that this is our immigrants. They created the United States of America, and they were pioneers, and they brought here education and technologies, and they were the hottest and the most amazing people everywhere. And I say to the lady, let me ask you something. What year they came over here? 1869, I think it was. I say, do they came out here during the act of homestead, signed by Lincoln and signed by the United States government, the federal government? Of course, they're going to say yes, because that is what happened. So very eloquent and very nice, I told the lady, so ma'am, I hate to break your bubble, but you and your family have never been immigrants. You were imported here from Europe. You were asked to come in. You were invited by the federal government to come to these lands with the gift of land. If you homestead the land, if you farm the land, if you build a house on the land, you were invited here. You were not immigrants here. You never ask to come in. They invite you to come in so you can become wealthy on the land of somebody else. Because ma'am, I told her very eloquent, I thought I was, my family was here 500 years before yours, and the native of this nation were here since God created this planet, and my family never exterminated anyone like your family did, calling yourself immigrants. No, you were not immigrants. You were invaders. That is what happened. You were invited here by people who became English, people who did not respect the land, and the people who call this land home, that to this day they are still fighting for it. Ma'am, you never was an immigrant. You will never be an immigrant. Of course, that lady basically she didn't know what to say. She basically asked me out of the place. So that is what it is. That is the reality over. These people were invited here by the federal government to take over the land, to replace the people who were here. And that is exactly what happened. They eradicated their names. They eradicated their tribes. They eradicated everything. And what is sad is the United States of America was created by these people. But these people who raise money from Junipero Sierra to Kino to all these people, they are today printed forever in the capital of the United States of America. But after 1860s, they eradicated. They completely started eradicating until today. So we must make sure that all these pioneers museums change what they showing to the population of the United States of America. We must correct it. And I'm doing my job doing exactly that, correcting all these museums, they completely erroneously destroying our youth, because that is an error. When you start destroying our youth, the youth of the United States of America, and those nice United States of America nationals start learning through all these pioneer museums that they were immigrants and that they are white society. I mean, they literally write it on the wall. White society. They joined the white society. I mean, it's just hilarious when you when you really go into this museum and you put them to the test, the whole being collapse. And it's so amazing to see that identity erroneously created. They cannot compete with reality, how it collapses. How it collapses in front of you. And this is our intelligent people. This is our educated people. These people are the curators of these museums. That is why I always say that the education in the United States of America is nothing by condition. It's nothing by conditioning of the population. You don't learn absolutely nothing. What the only thing you learn is to be something that you're not, until I come along and rectify for you. And then when I rectify for you, the only thing you can say is, if you come to my town, I will send you back to Spain on the pine box. I love it. I love it when they cannot eloquently, intelligently defend an erroneous position. That to me is the most rewarding thing that I do when I walk into one of these museums. It's amazing. Go and do it. Go and visit museums, pioneer museums, any museums that you can think of, especially the one in the capital of the United States of America. Go and visit the African American Museum, because that is why they built it, to make you an African. So if you're an African, I will not visit that museum. I will not go enter that museum, because that museum is saying to the whole world that you are not one of us, that you are not part of the United States of America, a nation indivisible. No, what that museum is saying is that you are divided, that you are not one of us, because the people who build the museum, they build it for you. They did not build a museum for them. No, because they already decided that everything is theirs, that you just a guest here, until I came along and say, no, you're not a guest. No, you are a national of the United States of America. You are not black. You are not African. You are not Indian. You are not white, black, blue, all kind of shapes and crazy letters and all these crazy things. So go out there and visit those museums and tell the history straight. These pioneers that you so call, they were invited here. They are not immigrants. And this land do not belong to no one that call itself a color. And yes, white is a color too. We are not English. Saludos.